you ready?
You can tell Nun doesn't want to record because he ends every count saying no.
Oh my god. You know what? You know what's terrible about that, Craftsdwarf, is as I was saying Ocho, I was thinking in my head, I was like, maybe I should think of it. I should look up 8 in other languages and find one that's funny and do that. But then you made a fucking German pun, and now I don't even want to. Now I just don't even want to use any other language other than just English. You know what I mean?
You don't even want to speak Spanish anymore.
Hell no. You I'm scared it out of me.
I'm so white, I went German and I crushed your heritage.
Scared it out of me, yeah. I don't know what I'm fucking,
Can't follow up that one, huh? All right. Comments.
How are you, Nun?
I'm okay.
Hell yeah.
Except not.
Well, this comment section is pretty fucking boring.
Jesus.
Ma'am?
You know what? Ombre asks, and I think it's a very fair question. What's the anime girls asked from? So what anime is this girls asked from?
I literally know, and I haven't even seen this show. I just hold on. What's the
Enlighten
show called?
us, please.
Something friend. Boku. Fucking yeah, Boku. That fucking narrows it down, don't it? Hold on.
Yeah. Damn.
What's it called? What was it? No.
I forgot what it was even called, so I'm don't
looking.
even know.
Nope. I don't want the shopping tab. Thank you, phone. Nope. Yes, I found it. It works.
I know there's a blonde girl with different color eyes, I think.
No, that's not. Hold on. Yes, I found it because the blonde character's nickname is Meat because she has fat fucking titties, and I searched Boku and then Meat and then anime and then I found it. Hold on, what's the show she's from? I found. Why isn't it showing me? Wow, fucking phone mal is fucking dog shit. Boku wa tomodachi ga sukunai.
There you go, gamer.
What's it? I don't fucking know what it's called in English. I don't care.
I guess that's our next backlog.
Let's go.
All right. Are there any other comments?
Felix talking about when to give Ghost of the Shell another shot. Because I don't remember which one I found more interesting between Ghost of the Shell standalone complex 1 or 2 season. But yeah, I mean, I will say because I have read the original manga and I do not like it. So, but like I said, the first movie is good, so, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I guess there was 2 comments standing Kinnikuman, so.
Oh yeah, and there was one saying Kochikame is apparently.
Kinnikuman.
I already gave my thoughts last time. Anyway, there was one comment saying Kochikame is apparently a bunch of Japanese dad jokes, so I can I guess if that might make sense as to why it doesn't really, click. And I don't know, because maybe there's some weird Kochikame fandom, because I've known about it for a long time, because I remember actually I probably first became aware of it because back in the 2000s it had its 30th year anniversary, and I still see it as I'm I literally just read Toriko, and I saw it in what it was probably it in fucking literally today. Well, I can't. Hitman Reborn, where basically during that anniversary issue, every single chapter in the magazine had a Kochikame reference. So in Toriko just had the eyebrows, and in the Hit Reborn chapter, there was a calendar that had the main character from Kochikame on it. So
That's cool.
I just remember hearing about that way back because I was reading One Piece and someone was like, "Hey, this character is from this thing and this is why." And now literally just going through these other manga that were also coming out at the same time period. I'm just like, "Oh, hey, I recognize that and know why this is a thing." So it's neat.
Yeah. All right. Crafts, do you want to introduce the topics?
Yep, because there's nothing on the Reddit. So yeah, I decided let's just talk about fucking fictional characters we fucking hate. So I know for a fact I'm probably going to spoil Madoka Magica, Sangatsu no Lion, and a little bit of Boku no maybe, unless none doesn't want me to, which is understandable because he had some interest in reading that. But we'll see what happens.
Is it not just going to be that teacher you already talked about?
It's going to be that. I might go into slightly more detail, but to explain like go into more detail into why I fucking hate him. But it's it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one character kind of, and he's not even one of the main characters. He's just related to like one and a half of them, I guess, kind of like so it's not even like a big spoiler, I guess, but I don't know, it's up to you. But I guess I'll start since it's my topic. I don't think he's my most hated, but fucking Kyubey from Madoka Magica is so fucking despicable. Like, he's so fun to hate too, because it's like, oh, like I remember seeing it was like a pair of tweets where it's like, oh, why does everyone hate this little guy? He's so cute. And then it's like, never mind, I found out why, because they watched, later into the show, and he said shit like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking exploit small children and use their emotions to power.
Goat, honestly, he's such a real one for that, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, fuck children. They should all just fucking
hell
die.
Yeah.
And, like, it's especially, like, just the way he justifies it, and he's such a fucking liar. Like, I've even considered doing a video calling him like the greatest anime manipulator, because the amount of real life actual people who just take what he says at face value and don't like fucking pay attention to the show and realize that, oh, he's literally just lying through his teeth, and you can like and it's demonstrable.
Yeah, they take it like all on his aesthetics, right?
Right, well, because like they even the one that gets or like, and it's even the way information is introduced. Like before, like okay, in episode like 8, he tells Sayaka that all blessings turn into curses, which is he's literally just saying like, fucking, we are bad, like everything good we will give you is going to turn to shit. But then later when he's talking to Madoka, it's like, we're gonna take humanity to galactic society. But then when the fucking in episode 10, when the world's ruined, he's like, GGBB, bye, I'm gonna fucking go off to space. Didn't hit my quota. Oh well, this is your fucking problem. Like he's just like, all the lies are there, but for some reason people just don't put them together and contrast the different scenes and see like, oh, so people just like, yeah, Kyubey is right though. The show is saying that he's right, and and it's like, no, he's obviously a lying piece of shit, and should get fucking wrecked, son. So I don't know. It's just like it's just like the way he just justifies it is just, you little shit. You need to be punted down a football field. So all right, easy pick, but hate that fucker. Love him. Love to hate him. I don't know.
Yeah. None. Do you have any characters? Because I'm trying to think of any. I don't know if there's. It's hard to think because a lot of characters like I used to would have said I hate. I don't anymore because it's either been like so long that like I don't remember super well, or.
I mean, we could possibly broaden the topic into people being stupid about hating characters, or why, and I don't know. But let's save that.
Well, but First, None. Do you have any? Because let me still think.
I know of one that I'm going to bring up that you also hate, but
but you're going to bring them up, so I'm going to let you bring them up.
I mean, you can bring them up. I don't care, but sorry.
No. I'm letting you do it.
Okay.
I like when it comes to characters I dislike. It's more so like in the moment as I'm watching or reading the thing. It's like, oh my god, this fucking guy. But then it's like after the fact, I literally don't think about them ever, because it's like I feel like certain people when it comes to characters they hate, they like obsess over them or like go out like have like, oh, these are the top 10 characters in anime I don't like or whatever. Just like that's just not me. I just barely think about them. So for this topic, I literally had to like look through old messages of mine to see like who's a character I complained about at some point. I was like, oh yeah. But it's like after seeing it, it's like I really do not care. But I did remember that when I was reading Elfenlied, I didn't like Coda's, is his name even Coda? I don't remember. His sister, like the brown haired one, because like essentially she she has a jealousy thing going on, which is like, fine. It's like common, it's in like Your Lie in April, that kind of thing, I guess. But it's just like for her, it's like crazy when like Lucy or New or whatever is literally like in mortal danger or something, or almost died, but like she's just like upset that the main character cares. Like it's like that she like he's like not paying attention to her and like is like a sad boy because something almost happened to Lucy, but like, you know, she still feels some type of way about it. So it's like a jealousy that like crosses the line of like, okay, you're just not really justified to like shit on him when he's like, you know, going through some stuff. So like she's probably someone that I don't really like, but like I'm not like passionate about it. I just kind of remember why I didn't like her.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought of a character I hate. I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine.
Do you have any more to say about?
I mean, generally, I don't really like the cast of Elfen Lied. I think Lucy / New is kind of gross and annoying, but like I don't really actively hate her, I guess. But yeah, I guess it would be that for my first pick.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got one. Okay, I fucking Craftsdwarf will agree with me on this one because I don't think he said he was gonna bring it up. I hate Kumi. She's a fucking bitch. She can rot in hell.
Oh, motherfucker.
I hate Kumi. She's the fucking worst. I don't want to just come on here and start talking about women I hate and sound like a misogynist. But like, I gotta talk about this one. All right, look. She's the fucking worst, right? Like the manga has made it clear at multiple points.
Can you say which manga she's from?
From Hajime no Ippo. Sorry, okay. Kumi and Hajime no Ippo. So Ippo's like romantic like rival, because like the or not rival is romantic interest. She's a rival to me, honestly, because like at this point, like okay, spoilers for you know a 1400 chapter manga. If you haven't already fucking read it, maybe this will convince you. Otherwise, don't fucking complain. Okay, it's long as shit. You're not like spoiling what happens. There's so much that you know what I mean. Like you don't know. Okay, so currently Ippo's not boxing because he thinks he might be like he's retired because he thinks he's punch drunk. But he like had medical tests because he was getting a little wobbly on his feet. All right, that much is a little true. But it's been time since then. He's definitely healed. He went to the doctor. The doctor was like, yeah, dude, like you're chilling. Like you got no brain damage, right? And so like other people are like, wow, Ippo's like kind of getting stronger. Like he's still like training. He's just like not boxing, right? And he's like becoming like a coach who he's like thinking and he's like thinking about his boxing more and he's like figuring stuff out and he's just gonna be the GOAT when he comes back, right? Like it's just clear. Everyone knows it, right? But they don't want to get their hopes up. He's
already better than stronger than like everyone's literally says,
like stronger.
Yeah,
he thinks more, so he's smarter. Like it just all like is whatever. Like it should be just like over, right, for the Mexicans. Like Ippo should just ruin that, right? But the problem is this fucking lady that he's been pining after since he was like in high school, right, is like, oh, Ippo, you're punch drunk. You can't box. I don't like it when you box. It's scary. Shut up. Shut up. Let my man achieve his goal. Let him find what strength is. She's like the only person who's like constantly telling him. She's like, no, you're punch drunk. Other characters are like, Ippo, even the doctor was like, you're fine. She's like, no, he's punch drunk. He can't box. It's like, shut up, you stupid. Just shut up. Go away. Stop. I want to see him fucking put gloves on and get back in the ring and beat some ass. All right. It's been too long. It's been like 6 fucking years. Okay. I caught up in 2017 right. to Ippo, right? I like read it and caught up in 2017, and that like the most recent chapter was the end of his last match. It has been 6 fucking years since this guy stepped in the fucking ring. Get him back in there! I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, see, I only caught up last year, and I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, I understand where you're coming from, and like, we talked about it.
6 years,
playing it up. Like, I get it. Like she's so funny though, like the faces she makes that just make me go like, yeah, she's Mashima's sister. Like,
I don't care because every other fucking girl he meets too that like has the hots for him and is also cute is like, oh, I love that you're a boxer. That's so fucking cool. And she's like, I hate that. That's lame. Even Ippo's mom is like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. Like, you know what? Let him do him. Right? He's the GOAT. And she's like, no, I don't think so. Hello? Who do you think you are?
Look, I'm just gonna say when she turns around, it's gonna be Kino. Okay, like
no, what? Don't use slurs at me when I'm in this state.
Lil Bro said that unironically.
Kumikino. Kumikino.
You cannot call him Lil Bro.
Nun's like the
He's
last
10
person
years
on the
your
podcast.
senior.
I
You
literally was
cannot
playing
say
Pokemon
that.
before you were born, Nun. Like,
I'm sorry, but that's Lil Bro language. I think you've been talking to Dot a little too much.
It had to be said. Also, there was a Kumi moment. Well, also a Mashba moment that was very recent. That was very fucking funny. So
No,
yeah,
I'm sure, and I know I need to catch up, but like, it's so like hard for me.
All right, I guess I'll do another character. Fucking who? Okay. No, I'll save him for last actually. So yeah, I'll talk about the fucking fuck, why can't I remember his name? Higaide? Yeah, I think shit. The sensei from Bokura no, where like, okay, he just lets middle schoolers fall in love with him and then he fucks them. Like that's already bad. And then he literally fucking sells them to other people. And then and again, like, just like Cube, like, I think what it really gets to me is they don't just go like, yeah, I'm a shitty person. Like, this has pissed me off in real life too, which I'll get to. But, so basically after that whole, like, the shit with the first character happens, one of the other main characters, like, actually, like, approaches him on it, and he justifies it. He just comes up with these arguments. It's like, yeah, I was, teaching her how harsh the real world is. And it's like, no, you motherfucker, you piece of shit. And, I can understand why the 13-year-old is talking about, got mad because he was like, well, I didn't want to agree with him. But, I'm like, fucker. And I hate that fucker. God. Kinda, not, it's, it doesn't die. I'm just gonna say that much. Fuck. So lots of characters die in the series, and he ain't one of them. And like it's brought up at the end, and the way it's addressed is like, what the fuck? But in context, like they're like, what the fuck? Why? But yeah, fuck that guy. Hate him. God. But yeah, I guess to follow what Noah was saying, where it's like, because yeah, I kind of don't think about it that, like, I don't dwell on like, man, that character, I fucking hate that guy. But when I do think about them, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So
see, the thing is too is like, I know I kind of get an idea of like the type of characters I don't like, and I know there's been instances of this in the past of like specifically the one character who's just like constantly shitting on the main character that like I know has like made me upset. Like the most recent example would technically be when I didn't like Suzaku, but like I know there's like examples before that where like I didn't like say like, oh, I like them now. Like I know I still felt negatively about them while I was consuming the thing. I just don't remember them. So it's like, okay, I don't like, I can't really bring them up. I mean, like a character I remember disliking like also recently was the teacher from A Silent Voice. Even when I was like reading it, like I wasn't like, I fucking hate this guy, but like, he is like a pretty shitty guy.
He's a
like,
fucking dick. You're right.
Yeah, like even by the end, I don't even know if I mentioned it, but it's like the fact that he like outright was thinking that it wasn't that bad that Shoto bullied Shoko and like was thinking he was unfortunate to be like, having to deal with her and having to like, grow up around her or whatever. It was just like, oh my god, like even like what 10 years or so later he's still thinking that way, and he's like, and it's obviously he just never cared about the bullying at all. It's like, bro, like I don't even know like how he could just like sit there and just kind of like say that in front of Shoya. But yeah, he's like he's definitely pretty terrible, but he's not like in the manga enough to be like really obnoxious and like really memorable in how terrible he is, because it's really only like the one instance where like he yells at Shoya as a kid to like pretend like he cares, and then that way later instance where he's like kind of not justifying what Shoya did, but like downplaying it like significantly. But it's only like 2 moments that's like really bad, but like, it's pretty not great.
To quickly, before Vindy goes again, to go off of something that like, because you talked about like trends with characters you hate, and like what I realized about like the last 2 I talked about is like, because yeah, they both justify their bad behaviors. Because like an example in real life that like not like pissed me off, but that like frustrated me was because I mean it just came up and we were talking about it because like I pirate things, I steal, but I don't justify it like because some people are like I'm anti-corporation, I'm stealing because fuck corporations, and it's like no, you're taking a like high reward low risk like the high benefit to yourself, like you're not like fuck off, shut up. And an example my friend had saw that he brought up was someone who was saying like, oh, I'm into games preservation, that's why I'm downloading all these things. And it's like you're not actually preserving them, you're using sources that are preserving them and then just benefiting from those. Like if you were actually into preserving them, you'd be like
you'd be buying,
sharing.
Right. People that are into games preservation, it's about like it would be it's about buying, and it's about buying stuff that people can't get and uploading that. Like, yeah, you could make the argument that like, oh, I'm, preserving, like I'm, creating more backups. But like in that case, you would not be keeping it on your hard drive on your computer because that's not a safe backup. You would be keeping it on a separate hard drive. You know what I mean? That would be keeping a backup of something. And you wouldn't need to keep a backup of something that everyone has fucking backups of,
I feel like the thing is too is like if you super were into that sort of thing, you would at least minimum like keep seeding your torrents. But I'm sure like the average person is not fucking seeding their shit like for other people.
Right. So that just that it just frustrated me because it's like I mean it's not like I'd rather someone be shitty. I mean if you're gonna like they're both shitty, but the person who's shitty and then justifying it somehow is more shitty than just the person who's just being shitty, like even though obviously they're both horrible and should be stopped. And I guess in the case of like piracy, like I don't even think that's really I mean I do it, so I can't really like demonize it, but like it's so just the behavior around it is just like in that way it's just like fuck off. It just frustrates me a little bit. But anyway, Vindy, if you have another example you can go ahead.
This is kind of a weird one, but I hope you guys understand. I fucking hate the Old Iron King from Dark Souls 2. To start with, I'm not even going to talk about his boss fight. I'm going to talk about this fucking asshole has the worst area in the game. His fucking keep is just like dog shit. There's all those shitty fucking samurai, and like to be fair, I've only played I guess what's the worst version of the game, but it looks better, so I want to play that, the Scholar of the First Sin version, right? But like there's all these fucking samurai guys, like 200 bajillion of them, you know what I mean? And like you take one step out like in either of these like three parts in like the area to where there's the first boss, before you even get to the fucking turtle shell guys and all the fucking magma and bullshit, you have to fight all these samurai guys where you take like one fucking step and they all aggro you and just fucking run at you, and it's fucking stupid and bullshit, and it's like eight guys at once, and it's not like how like combat works when it's good in Dark Souls, right? Like the best times in Dark Souls 1, when there's like you're going into areas that are big and have a lot of enemies, you have to slowly like creep one guy, right? And you take one guy's aggro and walk him back and you fight him, and you take another guy, right? You have to like methodically go through these areas. It's like pretty similar in 3, where like really the big things that matter are like how are you positioning, you know what I mean? Like take routes where you fight less guys, or you can position yourself where you can fight them all. The problem with the way it happens in fucking this area is like these guys have long as fuck swords. There's like 80 there's literally like 4 or 5, like to not exaggerate, there's like 4 or 5 or more guys on you at once, and so you just don't get a chance to like hit them. Like just the game is just like dog shit, right? And you have to like aggro them and then run way back and find like a choke point and like take them all out and keep doing that. And realistically, because Dark Souls 2 knows that it's shit, after enough times, unlike any other fucking game in the series, enemies just despawn after you kill them like 40 times and die enough.
Yeah,
so eventually they just stop fucking spawning and you can fucking play the rest of the game, right? But there's like 3 different areas, including like these bridges where you can get knocked off and fucking archers and all these fucking samurai, and it's bullshit, right? It's like awful. And then there's like this stupid boss that hurts you when you get close to it. Like, have fun playing fucking melee, loser. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then there's fucking, you get to this area where there's like the circles, and there's like these turtle shell guys that are fucking awful because like they're like homing, their like attack where they come up and hit down has like crazy fucking homing, and it'll hit you if you're like 270 degrees behind them. But if you ever get to fucking 360 degrees behind them to like hit them like you do any other enemy, they fucking fall back. So it's like, okay, am I either gonna let them like swing on like a fucking dime like they're a record and hit me, or am I gonna take the hit, right? It's fucking bad, but whatever. You fight through all that fucking like worst area like of all time, right? you fucking get through that and you get to this shitty boss, right? And he's not even like fucking hard, right? His attacks are like easy to see and easy to dodge, but his fucking arena has lava pits in it. So it's not that like, oh, he hits me and I'm fighting a boss that like telegraphs his attacks. It's like, oh, this attack's like hitbox is like wider than it should be. So even though I dodged, I like didn't have enough fucking adaptability and I get shoved backwards into the fucking lava pit. So, you know, I fucking like I get hit once and I'm fucking dead at the end of the fucking boss fight, and now I gotta go back and I gotta fucking deal with the fucking turtle guys again and the samurai. It's just the fucking worst area of all time. It's fucking dog shit, and he's an asshole for making it. I like it. That area broke me so bad where I was playing Dark Souls 2, okay, and I haven't gotten past the Old Iron Keep because I was playing it, and I don't know if a video game has ever made me that fucking mad when I was playing it. I was so like I haven't played it here. Let me look at Steam really quickly. So if I go to Dark Souls 2. I haven't played it since May 18th, 2019. Because like I did this area and I turned it off that night. Like I finished it and I just the last thing I did was light the primal bonfire in the Old Iron Keep. I did this. Okay, I did it February 24th, 2019. I just turned off the game. I just couldn't do it anymore. Right? I maybe opened it and played a little bit and I just fucking couldn't do it. Like that area broke me, but I had to finish it. And I finished it and I couldn't do it anymore. But it's been fucking 4 years and I remember it's been 4 years and I remember that area to a fucking T because it's like ingrained in my memory because I was so fucking angry playing it because it's so dog shit and the Old Iron King's a fucking asshole.
No, I except for Elden Ring, which I need to get one more ending. I've 100%ed achievement wise all of the FromSoft Souls games since Demon Souls basically, and like you still remember it point for point. Like the only you can use a bow and arrow, which is almost fucking necessary in Dark Souls 2 in a lot of rooms to kite enemies away because like it's not like another room that I remember being annoying is in Dark Souls 1. There's the one in the chaos in the fucking flame lava area where you lower the lava and there's like 6 Taurus demons and then 2 Capra demons. It's like that's just boring and uninteresting and tedious in the same way that this room in Dark Souls. But this room there's like traps. But
that room with the cat. If I'm not mistaken, you don't have to go into that room.
There is there's the Chaos Emperor is over there when you get the ring. But
can't you go around him?
I think you need the lava walking ring anyway to get the Chaos Ember. But like it's like you said, it's not necessary. And literally once you get past it, you can just drop down to the next bonfire anyway. But it's still not close to as bad as the old that one fucking room in the Old Iron Keep where, like I said, you can like fight through it and then keep going to the next bonfire, or you could fight the Smelter Demon, who is an annoyingly hard boss, and get a shortcut. It's so bad. And then just like the samurais are annoying. They're fucking annoying. It's not the only room like that's a really hard and annoying in that way, and just really long. Where you basically have to fight every enemy, but it's probably like the most infamous and worst one. And I played it in Scholars of the First Sin, so even in the better version of the game, it's still a pain in the ass. So yeah, all right. So yeah, another character is it's Seijiro from Sangatsu no Lion, who is the father of Hana and Hina. Wow. Fucking names, and the sisters basically who abandoned them and comes back, hoping to basically take their house and move in with his new family after he left their mom and she died. And like, he's the fucking worst. Holy fuck, he might be my most hated character. Holy fuck. He's just like, I mean, again, like I think the common thing with my characters is that like I hate them, but they're all like well written for the series that they're in, because like he's so perfect for being everything that Rei thinks he is but actually isn't, and what that does for Rei is so fucking good. Like holy fuck, like Rei has so like the 2 good moments I think of is one is the whether he's part of the family or not with the big 2-page spread, and the other one is like the bug eating reference, which is it's so fucking good. Good fuck. But yeah, say like the fact that after it's all said and done, he comes in with his fucking other daughter, and he's like, "Oh, look at these 3, this family that didn't want you, and now it's because of them that our lives are worse." And like just to fucking rub it in, just to fucking be the worst piece of shit imaginable. Holy fuck! All right. Fuck. God.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's the worst, dude.
I agree. He's
the
like a
fucking worst.
real piece of shit. I needed to give the ending to Craftsdwarf for a little bit, but like he really is like, he's one of those characters. He's like, it's crazy how a series where every single other person except for another teacher who's also a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like most people in that series are like all genuinely good, and even people that like it starts off you kind of want to think are like bad people end up genuinely like good, and you like them, and you want to see them succeed, and you want to see them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, even the other like kind of worst person I could think of like realized she's terrible and decided and literally hasn't been in the story since because, you know, where Kyoko,
I'm assuming his sister.
Yeah,
right?
yes, exactly. Where it's like, yeah, she literally is like, holy fuck, I'm toxic and I'm abusing, you know, and and then she literally just stops. She hasn't been in the story since. It's been like 50 years, and
Wait, fuck, I'm toxic.
basically, she realizes like, fuck, and you know, there's also like the guy she was with who he was introduced being kind of scary, but he's actually like he's kind of a fine dude, and I don't know. It's like, God, yeah, there's so many good characters. And then there's Seijiro, who's just like completely unrepentant and fucking horrendous to the very end. And it's like, fuck. So yeah.
Another one I remembered was Ryo, specifically from the Devilman Crybaby version.
Okay.
I just think there's nothing like likable about him to like bounce off of how fucking terrible his actions are, at least to me. Like I get that he's one of those characters like he's obviously supposed to be like just doing terrible shit, but it's like, you know, he is also supposed to have like this weird charm to him that like I think, you know, you're supposed to not really be able to like truly like just hate him, like, but like I just don't like him. Like he's just so unlikable to me, I feel like, in that version. Not that like in the two other versions that I've experienced that I like particularly love him or anything, but like I don't like particularly dislike him. I think it just comes down to like Crybaby. It just amps up like how terrible he is, partially because like visually, like, you know, it's a lot more violent, to like have a more like a stronger effect for modern times. But it's like at that point, if he wasn't like already a character that like I had something that I liked about him, it just kind of made him worse, I feel like. Yeah, see, it's hard because it's like I feel like he's one example of, if I actually rewatched Crybaby, I think I would have like more of a like, yeah, I hate this guy. Whereas like some of the other ones, it's like if I re-experienced Elfen Lied, I don't really think I really care about the sister being terrible. But like him, I could see myself still disliking him. It's just like it's not as strong because I haven't experienced Crybaby in a while. But he's definitely like an example of someone I just literally don't like.
Gotcha.
Especially when like I feel like, I mean, see, it's the same in every, well, at least every fucking Crybaby version I'm aware of. The twist at the end, like his true intentions or whatever. I feel like even that doesn't like help in this one. And I get that like even in the other ones, it's like it's not like it kind of justifies his shit or anything. But like, I don't know. I could just never fucking feel for him, I guess.
I gotcha. I just haven't watched Crybaby. I've only read the manga, so.
Yeah, I just feel he's so much more psychopathic. Like he's just insane. Like, like it's a little funny, but it's like, oh my god. I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing what you think of him when you watch. I don't want to like say all the specific stuff he does in that.
Do you have any more Vindy or?
No, I couldn't think of any more. I apologize, gamers.
Yeah, well, because I was just looking through my old notes and I found two that didn't age well. So one that I guess is because I watched Cutie Hunt a while back, and the series has a lot of pervert characters. Like kind of every notable male character is a pervert, and like creeps on Honey a bit. But then there was one character towards the end, Goemon Sensei, who I just remember like him really fucking pissed me off because that was like his, like in a series that already has a bunch of pervert characters, this is a character whose entire point is to be a pervert character, and he's like a teacher at the school, and so he's a person in a position of power, and but then he's like also terrible and shitty in every, like he's just there's nothing good about this character. There's no real reason he's in the story. It's just like he's just no. Like I guess that's the only character I can think of who I just don't like, and not for like the story is trying to make me hate him. It's like no, this guy is just awful and unfunny, and I don't know. Like if there's a worst pervert character thing, then like I'd have to go back and double check because I'm pretty sure it's him, and I don't know. Yeah, who else would be? And then two badly aged ones, or well, one definitely badly aged is Nanami Chiaki from Danganronpa 2, who I remember really hating for some reason, even though now I think she's good.
Pretends not to remember.
Well, I remember why I hate her. It was fucking stupid. Okay, all right, there, you got me to say it. Is that what you wanted? I was stupid in the past. I'm sorry. And then the other one is that I in this case it's like I definitely don't like the character as much, but Tsubaki from Your Lie in April, who is like I still kind of not over her physically abusing a physical abuse victim, but like it's I was really mad back in the day, and it's not, I don't know, I reread the series and it was not, I didn't hate it, but I still haven't gone through it again in a while, so I don't know. It sure is a thing.
Neat. I had another one, but I forgot. Trying to remember. It's not coming to me.
Unfortunate. Well, one thought I did have, but then I realized there wasn't really much. But just I thought of characters who people hate, but they're stupid for hating, like Sasuke and Rossiu come to mind. Where it's like, well, actually, shit. Now I think about it. Hold on. No, I know Vindy hated Sasuke.
Oh, I remember now.
Hold on. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought of that. But it's like, yeah, there's not really much to talk about there. Do you remember what was your character?
So it was one where it's just like the whole cast except for one character, which is the whole cast to stop Hibari-kun except for Hibari-kun.
Oh, that's the fucking. Okay, I know what the series that is.
At least in the manga version, because I haven't seen the anime, which I mean, because the anime is so long and the manga is like not really that long, I would assume the anime is just like pretty different. So I wouldn't really know, but I feel like Stop Hibari-kun is like Hibari herself is really good, but everyone around her is so terrible, and it's like I can't even enjoy the manga because it's like I don't have a problem with like obviously there's gonna be like quite a few of them that are like just transphobic and stuff. Because it's like, part of the point, like, they don't really accept her for who she is and, don't see her the way she sees herself. But it's like, when there's not really a single character that's like in her court necessarily, and then just like the main guy at least by the end of the manga, I know that like the author kind of like quit for drawing it. Like they didn't really quite like go.
Oh.
As long as they could have. Like there's something about them just like kind of just quitting, like just stopping it. So like maybe he would have ended up like genuinely liking her and kind of like getting over how he sees her or whatever, as like, oh no, she's actually a guy, I can't actually like her or whatever. But like I feel like
probably should have explained what the manga is for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh, I just kind of assumed it was a given. I mean, it's really just like,
I mean, I picked it up from what you said and I knew beforehand, but I don't know. Up to you. And I actually don't know the premise aside from that. Like Hibari is a trans woman, and that's it. Actually,
so Hibari-kun Hibari's family is like Yakuza or whatever, and then the main guy, I don't even remember what his name is. he has to go live with them for some reason that I also can't remember. And he has 4 daughters, except one of them, is actually trans. And then wacky hijinks ensue, I guess. And the thing is about her is like, I think there was something about him kind of wanting her to like actually be a guy so she can like actually take over for the family or whatever. And I know like to some extent she is like kind of tough, not like super super tough. I mean, obviously she is trying to be a woman and stuff, but like I think there's like a few instances of her I think like fighting back or something that shows she does like have a little something to her. So yeah, that's like the premise. I
Okay.
just think that it's like, because the main the main guy especially never like has a really good genuine moment with Hibari-kun in like the entire manga, it just kind of like drags it down, because like she just like one-sided, well, she likes him and he's like kind of like he is just attracted to her, but he like resists it. So it's just like there's never really like a really good genuine moment between the two of them that's like something that kind of helps justify Hibari-kun's feelings for him, and kind of like shows that like, you know, here's this good side of this guy, you know. Here's why, even despite him kind of having this like wrong and misinformed view of her, why there's something here, why it's like, you know, I would want to like back this romance or whatever. I just don't think the manga like does a super great job of that. So it's just like, it just gets tiring to see like the whole cast just kind of like being shitty without like a good moment to it. There's probably like a character or two that is like on her side that I just don't really think about and kind of don't remember, because there's like, I think the sisters of the Yakuza family or whatever, like at least one of them, you know, supports Hibari's thing, I guess, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering, because I only remember like one moment where like Hibari's like wearing the clothes of one of her sisters and she's like, that's not for you or whatever, that's mine, and you're like a guy anyway or something. But yeah, I just, they're just not good. I don't know.
Unfortunate.
Which sucks, because like Hibari like is just like herself is good and like has a really good design, but it's like I just can't really get much out of the series because of that.
Also, I looked it up, and apparently it was the series ended because the author wanted to do bi-weekly chapters because weekly was too much, and the editor said no, so he just canceled the series. So yeah.
I did remember it was something that was just like, he just fucking stopped. Like, I don't know if I ever knew why or whatever, but yeah, I know it's like a sudden.
But yeah, I guess I'm out of characters, and if you guys want to move on to Oshi no Ko.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, yeah, so episodes 8 and 9. Good shows still, what do you know?
You have to remind me what happened in the previous episode, since I watched that one last week.
Akane was imitating Aqua kind of wanted to fuck her, but also was creeped out because
but also he like was like, once he realized how he could use her, he made funny like scary face, and you know, he was all it was something.
He certainly is a silly
if
guy.
I'm not wrong, sorry, because I watched 7, 8, and 9, so I could be wrong about endings, but if I'm not wrong, that's the episode that ends with him asking the one girl if she wants to be an idol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right, and so then that leads into all the idol stuff in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's good. I don't know. I think the show's good. You know, maybe Nunmanji was kind of right. I definitely feel like I was like super excited about the show in the early episodes, but like I can feel my excitement waning, and I don't think it's that the show is dropping in quality. I think it's just hard to still be excited about it. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I just feel like if I just went through it in a quicker fashion, I'd be like,
but,
a little more into it.
I'm not going to say, though, that it's like all things weekly, because like I watched like Ted Lasso weekly for both like seasons 2 and 3, and I really enjoyed like every episode doing it like that. You know what I mean? So some shows I think can be enjoyable weekly, but for Oshi no Ko, it is not doing it for me. I think I would have enjoyed everything a lot more if I had like gone through it when I was like excited about the show. But like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you know, the episodes are still, good. I really like, what the fuck is her name? Kana. She's my favorite right now.
Yeah, she got some good stuff in the last episode. So,
I also think the show understands something that's very important, which is like it goes crazy hard in your show if like the beginning of your ED is like the best part of your ED, and so you end your episodes off like with the music of your ED, and it like goes hard. You know what I mean?
That's
like
always
a great
that's
fucking
good.
example is like JoJo's like part 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Did that?
Especially
and like
sure.
Iconic. You know what I mean? And like I think that
the
helps.
show pretty much always nails endings just because of the little fucking
like the
jingle.
music blurb goes so well into the ED that every single episode ending goes crazy. Like I notice it every time. I'm like, man, the ED is like fucking pulling crazy weight here to make the end of this episode go hard, and it always works. So like I do want to give the show credit for that, because that's something like I feel like people never like really talk about unless like it's JoJo's. But like there are some shows that I think do that really well. The season of Shokugeki that has the NaNoWriMo ED, I think does that really well, because the instrumentals in that NaNoWriMo ED go crazy. Like at the very beginning, it's like season 2, I think. So it works really well there for what I remember. But
if I remember correctly, Kokoro Connect does it. Though or it might have, I'm trying to remember. It might have done something slightly different. But because I did it also have the episode previews before the ending? I don't remember. But I don't. So maybe I'm wrong and misremembering. But I feel like a show I talked about in my early channel days did that, because I feel like I just offhandedly mentioned it in a video, and I remember probably Pedantic Romantic responding to that. But it's also, I could have just been, I was like fucking 6 years ago. God,
time's not real, gamer.
I hadn't thought about that. It was fucking 2016. No, that's July 2016 was when that was when I put out my Early in April video.
Bro, that was 7 years ago.
7 fucking years ago, almost. Fuck me. All right, yeah. Trying to think if I have anything to say about the episodes. Because they were good. Mem chose a grandma. In industry terms, which nice of them to comment on that sort of ageism that happens, and of course Kana, having her experience as a child actor, and because she even sort of talks about it, where it's like she's actually kind of amazing for the fact that she did survive being a child actor out of fashion, and even if she never she's like, oh yeah, I don't have any reliable fans, because she's never had her, just the way her fan base is, so she has no confidence in herself, even though she is actually talented. So I don't know, super interested to see. I mean, we know that Kana's going to be a center from the opening, but it's still going to be cool to actually see it happen.
Well, I didn't know from the opening, because I don't think I noticed it there, but I noticed it from the Oshi Code Twitter or something that just popped up on my page, and it just had the two had Ruby and Memcho in the back with Kana in the center, and I was like, oh, she must become the center. But yeah, and it kind of makes sense from a design perspective of they both have the same color hair, so I don't know, I just feel like Kana being in the front, in the center with the two of them behind them just looks better visually.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, balance-wise, they both have blonde hair and she has red
hair.
Yeah,
so, that's the thing. And it would just look weird if it was actually Ruby in the front with the two of them in the back.
Yep, and it's also kind of neat to see the school again. There's Shiranui, the popular actress, was just talking, and she's kind of a dope. And then Aqua has apparently won the hearts of a bunch of girls because he's cool, but they don't actually know him. So it is what it is. Fun show.
I think it's kind of interesting how there's already this cast of characters so early on that are central to the whole thing, because it honestly took me a while to notice that Akane, I think maybe it was last week's episode where I noticed that Akane was so prominent in the opening of the show compared to the other girl that was standing out at first on Love Now. She's not even prominent in the opening at all, even though at first she was the girl of Love Now, but now it's just Akane. Mm-hmm. Yuki, I think is her name.
No, you're right. No, yeah, out of the 3 girls, it's Yuki's kind of the least important at the end of the day, because Memcho's an idol with Ruby, and Akane is Aqua's, Well, they even brought up in this last episode that the La La Lai, that which I is connected to, because that's where she found the dad. and Akane is also from the same place, so Aqua's
Yeah.
relationship with her is possibly a pipeline to that, which is big. So, yeah. Are we done with the Oshi no Ko?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, 2
done.
more
I feel like I had a
episodes.
little more to say about the episode, like the previous episode when I first watched it, but now it's like been a little while.
Yeah, understandable.
Unfortunately, I didn't really actually finish anything this week. The only thing I finished this week was the Code Geass commentaries, which, you know, I'm gonna have to talk about that because that's all I finished. But it's not really something that I'm counting as part of like my media thread, so it's not really an official thing. But I finished the first set for R1. They were still pretty okay. I'm not gonna say I got like literally no value out of them. I think what was somewhat interesting about them is just kind of how they talk about the characters, kind of sort of, because it's like I feel like, you know, they are extremely self-aware about how certain characters are, especially when like how many times they poke fun at Lelouch, just like even it, like they literally say stuff that I think sometimes where it's like literally even in the most mundane of scenarios he's always just like striking like very dynamic poses in a very dramatic fashion. Like they say that like he you know, he always finds an excuse to strike a pose. I think it's just like funny that they like also view Lelouch in that way. And like there's just some cool stuff too about like which characters they in particular have as like, I guess, in jokes or whatever. Like this is the character that they like look at. Like their two characters is like Jeremiah, which is I don't know how to describe him to someone who like doesn't, you know, hasn't seen Code Geass. It's like I don't know like where you would have like seen him or whatever, but he's just like one of the Britannia people who's like the earliest, one of the earliest people Lelouch goes up against, who like Lelouch just kind of embarrasses. And like throughout the series he just kind of like takes a lot of L's, I guess. Like he loses his position very early on because of what Lelouch does, but like, you know, he's very desperate to get it back, and then there's this kind of like twist of like where his character goes at some point. And like he's just like someone that they just kind of like rag on a little bit, and they're like, poor Jeremiah, even though like, you know, he's not really that good of a guy, but it's like he's so pathetic, even though he's like the bad guy, that you start feeling bad for him, which was like kind of a funny way to view him. And then there was also Lloyd, which is like the silver haired, like white haired guy who's on like Suzaku's side. Like he's the guy who like not operates, but like made Lancelot and like kind of maintains it. Like they just kind of talk about how just how radically different of a character he was until like his voice actor actually voiced him. Like he was supposed to be like very laid back, but like they kind of talked about how like eccentric he just became just by like his voice being like like the take that the voice actor decided to do. But yeah, it was kind of neat, you know. I did like, just in case I need to know what happens in all the episodes, I have like bullet points of most of what was said for each episode. Cause like
So
I just don't want to risk having to rewatch those.
Yeah.
Like maybe if one of them is just like so dense and just packed with stuff, like maybe I would like, oh, I'll rewatch this for some reason that I need to know something. But like now I do know like what they said in the stuff. Like I'm not gonna say it's not useful, because it's like they do talk about like, you know, the design, like where the design inspiration came from for like the mechs, and like they draw a comparison to one of Taniguchi's previous shows of like Ray from Gun X Sword is similar to Suzaku, but like they're similar but like notably different is like something that they were like discussing. So like it might be interesting to watch that. But yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. I thought it was funny how Lelouch's voice actor is like, he's such a like, I guess like at least how he comes off, like such a kind and like jokey, like lighthearted guy, like on the thing, which is like very different from Lelouch. Yeah, you can go ahead, Vindy.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about P5R because I like kind of hit the midpoint, or at least at a point where I think I have, because I think I have a little bit to say about the game right now, and I don't think I'll have a lot I want to say at this point until I finish, because I think it should be sooner compared to when I started. So to start with, I've played base Persona 5 like 6 years ago, right? In like 2017 when the game came out. And it took me like months to play that game. I started P5R in like 2021. So like I've played like 10 hours of the game every year. I play like 10 hours, but I put like 15 in the last.
Or did you just jump?
No, I've been playing on the same save file. I haven't felt a need to restart, mainly because like I've already played P5, right? Like the base P5. And even though P5R has new stuff, I haven't gotten to a majority of the new content, and I've done a lot of the new social links. So I hadn't done a lot of the new social links. I'd done a bunch of like one of the new social links, and then the other ones I actually have started recently. So I don't feel like I've been missing, like I have big gaps in my memory of the Royal content because it's been mostly the content that I have already played. You know what I mean? So it's just trying to get through, because I'm like 40 hours in and I just finished Futaba's Palace, right? So like it's a while to get to this point. But as I say, so I was at like 20 hours and now I'm at like 40. So I've been playing a bunch. I started at the end of, or at the start, I mean, of the third palace. So Kanashiro's Palace. And I did all of Kanashiro's and I've done all of Futaba's. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine. Obviously, like one big difference between when I'm playing like this content and when I played it originally is like I've played Persona 4 in between. And I know that like,
was Persona 5 your first Persona game?
Yeah, when I played it in 2017, I like didn't know, like I had like never really cared about Persona, because I had just never really been big in like a bunch of JRPGs. So like that kind of started like when I started like getting way more into like anime and talking to people who are into that, is like when I started playing a lot more JRPGs. Before that I played a lot more like Western games and fucking like shooters and, you know, like Assassin's Creed, stuff like that. And so, so obviously I've like played P4 and like I like that game a lot more. But like I remember even like originally in P5, I liked the game a lot more once Futaba joined. I thought like the group dynamic got a lot better. I think she's like, her and Yusuke are like the two funniest party members, so it's better when they're both there. Especially like them playing off each other, I remember being like good. So I'm excited for that. I think, you know, at least like early on, Akechi being a social link is like a fucking no-brainer. It's just like goated as fuck. It's so much better. It's also so gay. Like I didn't realize how gay Akechi and like main P5 boy are, because like it kind of isn't really there, I think, in base P5, because like Akechi's like not really real in that game. Like he feels so underbaked. It's like obvious that like they didn't do what they meant to with him, right? Like he's just kind of like there, and his social link kind of goes up, and then like his story ends. You know what I mean? In the original game, and like it's just clear that like he was either gonna be like a dungeon at some point or something, and it didn't happen, and it got cut or whatever, and he just was not fully fleshed out. So him being a social link now, like he actually feels like a real character, which is like really nice, right?
Is his? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What?
I was wondering, is his social link like better than the other ones? Like, does it feel like more involved just because it came so much later? Or, like,
I think the Royal social links, and so this is actually something that has me really excited for P3R. And part of that was there's an interview that got translated today where they said all social link rank ups in the P3 remake will be fully voiced, like every single one, not only like the max ones, which is fucking great. But yeah, I think the social links added in Royal, especially for the redheaded, like the school counselor guy, like his social links are there and they're like better, but there's like very clear like story stuff with him that like hasn't really gone anywhere yet. But for Akechi and Yoshizawa, I think her name is, whatever, the redheaded like gymnast lady, their social links actually do feel like a step above. Like I'll do like Yusuke's social link and it'll be like just his social link from like base P5, and then like I'll go do like Yoshizawa one or whatever her name is, and like there's like way more options. It's way longer. It's just like, it just like is better. Akechis are fucking great. But the one thing that they added to most of the original P5 social links that is actually really cool is like, there's like a phone conversation follow-up after every social link, or most of them. They'll like call you and you get like another dialogue option to earn points, which is nice. Also, the game just like is a lot easier. Like it just like is not even like, because just buying the game gives you a bunch more DLC persona that like are broken, but even if you don't use those, the darts thing makes it easier. The game actually added like the 2-player, like the 2-person attacks that you get in like in fucking P4, you know, where like if you have 2 people that can like do an attack together, they do. But in P5, both like party members don't even have to be out. Just one of them will like get the button, and like it's like this whole animation. You press like the touchpad, and then like it's this, you know, crazy good looking animation, because that game's, you know, so fucking insane like presentation wise. And you get like this cool animation, and like they shit on everyone. So the game's just like fucking free. Like it's not even like, I keep thinking like, oh, I need more shit to like do these dungeons, right? And so like I'll like stock up on like SP items and all this shit, and I'll go in and I'll just like easily clear the palace and like not even worry about running out of SP on everyone, not even worry about like my health. Like I'm just breezing through this shit. It is easy as fuck.
Yeah, even in P5, I feel like just having played Persona 4 Golden before that, it was like you had to do so much more to be like prepared for the dungeons and to like have time for everyone's social links and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
like in
P5 really fucking makes it a lot
P4,
easier.
it felt like you wanted to save the dungeon as long as possible, because you're like, I need to get my social links up. I need to make as much money as possible. Maybe like I can buy this piece of equipment before I need to go into the dungeon again. You know what I mean? Like you were really like trying to scrimp and save and like make sure you were as good to go when you would go in to one day.
Yeah.
And
I
like
feel like I would just
close.
be ass at P5. I mean, not P5, P4 after getting used to Royal.
It's so
Royal
easy. You get SP back for like fucking breathing in that game, dude. Because like if you go play darts every time, if you like max out dart like their ranked darts, which you can get from winning one darts game if you just like goon it, which like the darts is so fucking easy. And like when you do that, they get SP every time you baton pass to them. So you just get into a fight and you just start like baton passing to everyone, just like you'll get into a fight with people that are all weak to your guns, and you just shoot one shot with everyone and baton pass and then do the all out attack, and everyone's getting SP back. It's like, this is fucking insane. And then there's like this new like mechanic around fusions that like make Persona Fusion like give you like these insane like combinations sometimes you'll get where it just like completely changes shit and makes it way better. So the game's like a lot easier, but I don't really mind, because like honestly it's such a big game. It's just so massive. Like I'm sure it's gonna be like 100-hour game, because like I think P5 took me like 100 hours, and you know there's like more content in this one. So it's just such like a fucking huge game that like I honestly don't mind if it's a huge game that like, you know, isn't the hardest thing in the world, because it's not like the game won't punish you. Like I don't think it's like easy in the way that like I've been playing like Final Fantasy 1, and that game's just like actually easy. Like outside of like the very beginning when you don't have anything, like I just don't run from encounters, and so I just like am walking around doing everything and like fighting everyone, and like I feel like at a point where, you know what I mean, like it's not that like I mean, I guess it's kind of what Persona tries to do, where like the challenge isn't the individual fights, it's like, you know, the excursions you take away from a town or into a dungeon, you know what I mean? And so like after time you start to get like fucked, but I feel like in P5, I don't know, like you can get punished really hard and lose in like one turn if you fuck up sometimes, but for the most part, it's like the game's like easy as fuck. So it's fine, but it might get harder in like the later dungeons. I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. It's funny that you decided to start playing Persona 5, because to lead into what I'm going to talk about next is because Matthew's finished Persona 5 a little while ago, and she's been playing Persona 3 Fest. I don't know how you pronounce it, actually. I'm just pronouncing it like that because yeah, sure. Because she tried 4, but her computer, she was trying to stream it and it didn't work very well. So I kind of felt like, you know, I do want to get to Persona, but I'm also a fucking crazy person and decided to play the entire franchise starting from Megami Tensei. Currently I'm playing Majin Tensei, which is the tactical one, and I'll probably talk about that. But last year I did play Megami Tensei 2 through Last Bible 2, so I'll just talk about those a little bit. Or Megami Tensei 1 I already talked about on the Pokemon podcast. I didn't dislike it. It's fine. Megami Tensei 2 is a little better. It does some things. It's okay. It is a little annoying if you don't follow a guide because there's some certain things like you need like 7 collectibles to get to the end of the game, and I would get lost and I'd end up looking at I should get this while I'm here kind of thing. So where if you don't get them on the way through the game, then you'll have to like do it a lot, like go back and explore everything, and that can be a pain in the ass. Because the encounter rate can be, iffy in some of the games, and if they're easy enemies, it's just wasting your time basically. But there was some neat story stuff. I still enjoyed it. I was satisfied when I beat it. Currently, my favorite game in the franchise is Shin Megami Tensei, which is kind of the first one. I guess because it's basically because as I understand it, Megami Tensei was based off of a novel, where Shin Megami Tensei was Atlas basically doing their own thing, inspired from the novel clearly, but it's it very much evolving into its own franchise and stuff. Shin Megami Tensei.
I know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happened, but I just because I don't know why else to call it like New Megami Tensei. It didn't come out like that much longer after the original, the first two. But anyway, it's I think it's a solid game. I don't think you'll like it none because you're not into the dungeon crawler first person tile based aspect or whatever the fuck you weren't into it about it, because you literally you couldn't even play it for 5 minutes. It was very sad. I spent more time writing up tips and advice for you than you spent playing the game. So
I just opened it and it was not at all what I was like. It just went too far beyond in terms of being old as fuck than I was prepared for.
You're so cringe. It's literally better than Mother, but okay. Anyway, and you play more of that, so all right, whatever. But yeah, I so Shin Megami Tensei, solid, the gameplay and the game balance is, it's better, stronger than the first 2 games. It's not as difficult, and there's less annoying things, or if any. And then the actual conflict, because the big running thematic conflict of the entire franchise, as I understand, or at least much of it, is the law and chaos aspect. Fuck, where'd my brain go? My light just flickered and it was weird. It turned completely off and it distracted me. But and so how they get this across is you have your hero and your heroine, where it's they're your main 2, and then you also for a part of the game you have the law and the chaos hero, who basically split from your party and join their respective sides. I did the neutral route. And so which basically so at the end of the game there's this one big dungeon, and it goes 8 floors up and 8 floors down. At the top is the law final boss, and at the bottom is the chaos final boss. So if you do the individual routes, you only have to go one way. But since I was neutral, I had to kill both final bosses basically. If you go to my media thread, because what I've been doing for every Megami Tensei game I beat, I just use a screen cap of the final boss. Which I've also done it for some other RPGs I've done, like Mother. But for that game specifically, because I usually don't do it with my media thread, but I used 2 images because there were 2 final bosses. There were a couple final bosses that were basically immune to magic or what? No, they were immune to physical attacks, and they were so they were really tedious to kill. So there's some occasional weird stuff like that, but the gameplay was solid. The story was especially I think the Chaos Hero. I walked away from the game going that was a good character and I liked him. Because just the way his sort of last lines in the game are, and how they round out his character and fit with the idea of chaos, I thought was it's hit me surprisingly, and I felt a thing, and I was like, oh cool, good. And he actually I'm gonna keep track of what characters in the franchise I go that's a good character. Because especially when I get to the later SMT games and the Persona games, I'm probably gonna have a bunch, hopefully. So I decided he's just number 1. He's the first character I actually dug in the franchise basically. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, still my favorite SMT game at the moment. Hopefully that's gonna change, because after Majin Tensei, I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei 2, which some people say is better. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I got my first checkpoint, I guess, is Nocturne, Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is from what I've heard, it's like literally like a very fucking good JRPG.
Yeah, everyone I
just
know
in
who's
general.
played that game fucking loves it. So
Yeah, I've heard about it since it came out in English. I remember, I think, what was it? What's
That's
the
crazy. What a guy.
X-Play. That's right. They did a review. They gave it like a
My
4 out
goat.
of 5, which it's just a weird Japanese game with a title I can't pronounce. And I think they even made a joke about that, but they were still like, this is a good fucking game, right? And, so like, that was probably my first real exposure to Shin Megami Tensei, basically, was just somewhat, this TV
and that would
show
have been the
saying,
game that had
"Good
the
game."
fucking sticker, the featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry
Devil May
series.
Cry
sticker. Hell
series.
yeah.
Exactly. So, and
I
of
do
course,
wanna-
I'm interested in. Oh, go on.
Sorry, I was just gonna say really quickly. I do want to go back. Actually, no, you finish and then I'll go back. Sorry, I thought you were done.
Oh, I was just as far as like what I'm interested in coming up. Well, I still have the last Bible games, but I'll get back to those. But aside from, I'm interested in like Shin Megami's Tensei 2 through 4, and then Persona, especially or 2 through 5, basically. And then there's some other spinoffs I'm interested in. Actually, honestly, after, I think it's like once I get out of the last Bible games. I'm pretty much interested in most of what's coming next because I've also made two sort of like, because this franchise is divided into a bunch of sub franchises basically, which is especially funny now that Persona has sort of eclipsed the rest of the main franchise.
Yeah, like people don't even give a fuck. Like people do not care about SMT5, right? Like that game is real and nobody gives a fuck.
I saw a review that was like, it doesn't have the soul of Persona, and it's like. My favorite, I don't know a lot about the SMT like fan base, but my favorite meme from any of the franchise is the one from the regular show where Rigby's like, "But I'm the older brother," and it has Rigby as SMT, and then Rigby's little brother, who's like huge and freakishly humanoid, as like he's Persona, and like it's so good, it's so funny because it's so perfect, so yeah, I just got to get over the last Bible hump and then I'll be good. And what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, so like really quickly, I wanted to go back for a second to my comment about SMT difficulty, which is like I do want to preface it by saying like I feel like I see this as a meme a lot in the SMT community and like among fans, which is just like that like all you need to do is just like debuff and buff. And so I will say that like I do that in like most battles because I can afford to use which is like really the problem is like the game gives you the SP to do that. But like I will say like it's like I'm not like fucking buffing and debuffing the shit on myself for every fight and then saying, oh, this is easy. I'm like one-shotting everything. You know what I mean? Well, you don't need to do that for like, it's like normal fights you just fucking weakness everyone, but then any hard fight is just,
Yeah, I can't, because like right now I guess where the difficulty was mostly at is sort of in the balancing, I guess, just because like, so I don't know how the later game, because obviously with Persona games you don't have like, I mean the demons factor in, like there's fusion you mentioned, but you're mostly playing with your main party, where the thing with the Megami Tensei games is the early ones rather, is you can't modify the demons at all. You can fuse them, but like every ghoul is the same as every other ghoul. Basically, I don't even think ghoul is a demon, but like, so there's no real like in some of the games you can like change aspects to them, but there isn't really a lot of individuality in the demons. Like I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the Pokemon podcast when I talked about the first Megami Tensei, because it's such a, because I've even seen in the comments, because there's the Devil Children games, which are very much like Pokemon derived, where it's like they're more child targeted, they're handheld games, they're focused on the monster. I haven't played them, so I don't know if they make any changes to make them similar to Pokemon, but like at least branding wise, and I'll talk about some of the other sub franchises, but like there's a discussion in the comments I've seen where it's like, oh, Pokemon was just riffing off of SMT, but it's like, well, but they're doing very fundamentally different things, even if they both have like monster taming as like an aspect of their gameplay. And one of those different things is that like, with the demons, you barter with them, but you also, they don't grow, they don't change. So what I was going to bring up with the difficulty is, I guess, like, so like there are demons that you cannot like capture and barter, basically, like especially boss demons, but there's also just certain types of demons. But it sort of ends up that like, you can use different demons, I guess, but like, your party, especially by the end of the game when there's only like a handful of really strong demons, your parties are going to look about the same as most other players, so there's just not a lot of like room for like variety, I guess. But I could be wrong, but it's definitely a weakness, I suppose, in that way. But
Persona's just kind of like one tier up, where like you as the player character have a large like assortment of demons that you can like have under your control, and you just only have one out at any time, and then your party members just have like one that is like theirs, if that makes sense.
Okay,
because like
gotcha.
so like what you have is still like the SMT demons, right? Like the same ones that you'll see in like SMT games are like outside of like, because everyone has like their canon persona, which is like specific to your character. But outside of that one, the player character gets access to just like all the SMT demons, you know, like the gang's all there.
Oh, all
you know,
right.
like Jack Frost and everyone. And then the party members just have like their
your, like,
canon persona is like all they have. But like your persona, it's a fucking stand, right? Like you have a stand and you call it out. And so the party members stand can be the canon one or any demon, and so demons like level up and will gain new moves as they level up, but the demons are the demons, you know what I mean? Like they have the same weaknesses that demon would have, and the same like skill level up and shit like that. The fun just comes in like, what demons am I gonna have to cover? So like in the Persona games where you have to actually pick what characters you have, it's like, what demons am I gonna have to where I can cover the weaknesses opened up by my selection of party characters, either in like what skills need to be filled or like actual just type weaknesses. And then in 5, it just doesn't matter because everyone like in the back gets XP at the same rate. So like it literally is just like, okay, well, you know, what demons are strong that I want to fuck around with, because you can have everyone in the party out whenever you need to. So.
But yeah, I guess on the note of difficulty, it's like one thing I'm looking forward to with the later games is like, because I don't know, from the outside at least, because I have not played a lot of Final Fantasies or Dragon Quest games, but I can't say I've ever heard people really talking about those games being particularly difficult. Like if I heard someone struggling with like Final Fantasy 7 or 8, it's because they literally just didn't know about the unique like character mechanic. Like I forget what it's called in 8, but I remember hearing at least one story where it's like, oh man, I got stuck on this part of the game, and it's like, wait, you're not using the thing that you use to increase the powers of your characters, and then he just built up a huge stockpile of the resource, and then he just blew through the rest of the game basically, you know, because he was accidentally playing on a handicap. But with SMT and the Persona games, I guess like some of them I've heard can be challenging, which sounds cool. Like there's the I think the Matador demon in Nocturne.
Oh, I love Matador.
He's kind of a meme just because he's this big difficulty wall that's like, if someone's just playing casually and it's their first SMT game and they're like, yeah, JRPGs, you know, and then it's
Just
like
use
he'll.
buffs.
I
That's
don't
literally
know.
the meme. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And I've also heard like some horror stories of the final boss of Persona 3 who has the charm capability and some things that can happen with that. So I don't know. I'm curious about how I feel getting to the rest of the franchise, because like, you know,
Yeah.
I know the gameplay will evolve further than where it's at. Like I'm having fun, but I know that there's more to come. So
what I will say about difficulty in Final Fantasy specifically, I feel like I can talk about a little bit because I've played a couple of those games, and it's the exact same as Kingdom Hearts. It's super bosses. So most Final Fantasy games have like a super boss or two. I think every game has at least one, and then they get a little wild with it as they go. But yeah, there's generally like a super boss or two, or there's some like challenge or like the bestiary. Like the challenge is there like optionally, but like there is always at least one like really tough fight in the game that you can go fight if you want to. It's just like they never require it to finish the story.
No, now that you mention it, because the only Final Fantasy I've really played is Final Fantasy 1, and I did find because there's the two super bosses in the Game Boy Advance version are actually like bosses from like later in the franchise.
And then there's Wormek.
In the Tiamat boss room, where it's like it's just a random enemy that's just insanely powerful for some reason, and I don't remember if I ever fought it, and if I did, I don't think I won, but I did beat the other two super bosses and all the extra content. So now that you mentioned it, fun game. I played the shit out of Final Fantasy 1, but and so anyway, to finish quickly the Last Bible games. So Last Bible 1, it's in English, it's also called Revelations: The Demon Slayer. Which is funny because like mechanically you still befriend the demons, and like I guess they rebranded it because, you know, maybe Last Bible wouldn't go well with Christians. I don't know. So going back to the sub-franchises thing, like it's Last Bible is very much like I guess a response to Final Fantasy, where it's taking like SMT but it's like it's Last Bible Final, like come on, and it's just doing it's because it's a fantasy setting instead, mostly handheld. I think the third one is on Super Nintendo, but the first two are on Game Boy. So the game balance in this one is really fucked up, where the regular encounters are insanely brutal to the point that the bosses are like are jokes pretty much. Like I just remember once I was in call when Nun was playing Dragon Quest, and he got lost, so his character was like super buff by the time he got to a boss that was guarding the armor, and I was like, oh Nun, did you like that boss? And you didn't even notice it was just a regular enemy.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a boss
because it took 2 hits to kill instead of 1. That was weird. Right, so that's how the entirety of Last Bible feels, where it's like you're struggling with these bosses and then these regular encounters, and then you get to a boss and it's like, oh, okay. So gameplay wise, it's not it's also kind of simplified because it's on a Game Boy instead of the NES or the Super Nintendo. So they kind of have to strip down on some aspects, like but it's so I guess like the big for I'm not super big on it, but the ending goes kind of fucking hard of nowhere. So I will say I did not play the Game Boy version. I played the Game Gear version. There's another version of the game that's on a different console that wasn't released in English officially, but it has more stuff after the ending. Like I actually went back and looked up the original like Revelation Demon Slayer ending, and it kind of sucks because it literally just like ends the conflict out of nowhere and everything's fine. The original or the extended ending goes kind of crazy hard, where you basically do a boss rush, and but the boss rush is the fucking. It's the circles they use in Evangelion as a symbol, where it's like the tree of life or something, or the creation, or what's it called? The circles with the lines. It's a fucking famous. Why can't I remember what it's called? I wrote it down actually. Where is it? No, I didn't write it down. Oh, that's the wrong game. Never mind. Nope, I didn't write it down. But anyway, the last dungeon is basically like a literal creation myth, where your character, you kill God and become God of Earth, pretty much, and it kind of insane actually. I was like going like, this game's boring and it's kind of whatever, and then the last part happened and I was like, oh, okay, that was kind of cool actually. Didn't salvage it a lot, but it was something. Second game was a little more balanced like gameplay wise, but nothing really stood out to me. It's fine, it's whatever. I guess technically the second one is my least favorite SMT game so far until I finished Majin Tensei probably. So yeah, that was a lot. Anyway,
I was just gonna ask, would you consider, is Devil Survivor a sub franchise of SMT?
I think there's only the 2 games, but sure, yeah. I don't know what about it, because like I've noticed at least with these earlier ones, they tend to be they seem like they're responses to other things, like Devil Children to Pokemon, Last Bible to Final Fantasy, Majin Tensei. I don't know like what other tactics games would have been notable from the time period aside from Fire Emblem. But so I don't know what, like, because Devil Survivor is later. Like if I look at my
that's
list.
I was just wondering because it's the only one I've actually played and beaten, so
I was
okay. Curious about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I just don't know enough about it because yeah, just looking, it came out after Persona 3 and 4, and there's only 2 of them. But yeah, I don't really know anything about it. So, but yeah. Anyway, what are you guys up to next week, maybe?
Sorry.
Wrap up. What's up next week?
Oh,
I have no idea. I don't think I'm actually going to finish anything.
Probably Final Fantasy 1, maybe.
Cool. I'll probably either talk about either the manga I just read, which or caught up to, or I watched. I'll probably be done with the. I started the One Piece, the Kuro arc. So I might just talk about the One Piece anime for a bit, because I'll probably be done with that next time. But I don't know.
Cool.
All
right.
So yeah. Anyway. All right. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
All right. Bye.